And I think first I would like to just say, be really clear about what the advantage of having a diverse workforce. I mean, there's diversity in how people think. Like
Hmm.
I'm a picture thinker. That's not going to be true for everybody, right? There's other people
Hmm.
who are more linear. We need both. We need
Hmm.
people who have a life experience that maybe comes from the worldview of, a different gender or a different orientation or a different culture,
Yep.
language, everything, all of those pieces. The question people should be asking is, what value does this bring to me to have a variety of perspectives? And the answer is already being proven. First of all, it's the right thing to do. But
Yes.
secondly, it's being proven that the companies who do embrace that it impacts the bottom line in a positive way. So there's
Hmm.
clearly a business benefit to it. So why doesn't everybody do it well?
Right.
And and I think that we have Emily Chang wrote a book about breaking up the boys club of Silicon Valley, called Brotopia. I highly recommend reading
What a
it because
title.
it kind of
I'm
talks.
I'm writing that down right now. It's amazing.
Yeah, it kind of talks about how we got here. So the thing is that we culturally got here in the tech industry through a very, I mean, understandable, legitimate or not legitimate, how depending on how you want to look at it, but we got here honestly.
Yes.
Okay. Now we have to kind of look at it and say, wow, that's kind of a culture we've inherited. I'm not sure that it's really all healthy. And here's the impact of it. It affects us at every stage of the employment cycle for people who are different than the majority population in the industry. And I would just, I mean, I'm not trying to call out anybody at all, but the majority population is typically, white men. Now that's shifting some. Um, Definitely, but and the question is, where is that needle going to be enough? But there's a, there's there are different factors that affect us at the recruiting, at the hiring, onboarding, and the retention stage, development and retention stage, where internal biases that we all have affect how we make decisions in the workplace that affects people who are different than us. And I think one of the things I had to learn, in fact, myself, was I'm a very persistent person. I can let things roll off my back. I have a tendency to kind of look at things in life and say, I'm going to power through that, over, under, around it, or through it. But if I need to get to the other side, I will. Not everybody's like that.
Yes.
And so when I talk to groups who say, but the workplace shouldn't make me be that way, I say, yes, you're right. I was successful because I was, but you shouldn't have to.
Hmm.
And and somehow I think we just need to collectively have a group moment where we say, you know what, speed to speed to the goal is not the highest value, although Silicon Valley certainly promotes that. Competition and speed is huge. And what competition and speed both do is it causes us to try to work with people who think just like we do because we can go faster.
Hmm.
So there's just so many, it has to do with how we look at things. It has to do with our internal values and beliefs about the way the world should work. It has to do with the way we set goals and objectives for the business and how we choose to show up as a human being.
Hmm.
There's just so much work there. We can't mandate it. We can't set goals and metrics for it. I think we have to recognize that the world needs some change, and it will be a better place when we are able to make sure that everyone who's got something to share has an opportunity and a voice to make that happen, and that we look at whatever it is that's a barrier and say, what can we do to make this better?
Have you seen Work Bites, the new security awareness training series from Infosec? Our team produced this series with 3 E's in mind, making security awareness training entertaining, engaging, and educational. Just go to infosecinstitute.com/free to learn more about this hilarious office comedy. And hey, let us know what you think about it.